Guys, welcome to Olive Board's channel. Today in this session we are going to cover a very important yet easy chapter, which is modals. So we have heard of these words, which is may, might, shall, should, but a lot of time we have confusion with regarding its usage. This is what I'm going to clear today. So let's begin. I will talk about the meaning of modals and usage of each of these words. Also, we will do a few practice questions to make you understand how this will be asked in your exams, right? So let's begin. Okay. When I talk about modals, the first thing we need to understand is its meaning, right? It is a verb that combines with another verb, indicate mood or tense. What does it mean? When we talk about modals, we also refer to these as modal verbs. Yeah, they are verbs only. We also call them as modal auxiliaries, right? Or modal auxiliary verbs. Okay. Auxiliary means helping verbs, right? Now, they are different from the normal verb words like work, play, sing. They are different. They indicate mood, right? They indicate mood in a sentence. These are the major modals which you should remember, right? I would say the most important modal words, right? The most important modal verbs. You should remember can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will, would, ought to. Modals are followed by a bare infinitive and infinitive verb without to. When we talk about a bare infinitive, it means any verb which is without to form. Bare infinitive means without to, right? So its meaning is here only without to. If you look at a verb, we say bare infinitive. So whenever we use modal, you can check any sentence, you can frame a sentence and see. Wherever we use a modal, it's without to, right? For example, just very simple one, I can swim, right? So I have used it without to. Can is the modal here, correct? Now, one more very important thing, which probably we do not know as of now, which is modals are also called defective verbs. This is a very interesting fact. You know why they are called defective verbs? Because can is used with everything, any subject you put, whether singular, whether plural, right? So if you say they, you will say they can. If you will say she, singular, she can. They don't change according to subject. They don't change into singular or plural according to subject. That is why they're called defective verbs in English. This is a very interesting concept. So when we talk about these words, can, may, might, any subject, right? It's not the traditional way like other verbs change according to subject. It's not like that. English modal verbs, they don't distinct between person. So any person you use, first person pronoun I, second person you, third person he, she, you will always use the same modal verb, right? It doesn't change. So that is why they are called defective verbs. So even if I write here, they can swim, there is no change in this modal, right? For plural also it is they. For singular also it is uh, can. Yeah, for plural also it was can. So understand, very simple, just these words you remember. These are modals which talk about or tell us about the mood, about mood in a sentence. Now they have various uses which are most important. In your exam, usually you are asked where shall is used or where should is used. If you are given these options, where to use which, that is most important thing which you have to learn in modals. Now let's check this usage of modals. Now I have put it for you in a very nice manner here, in a manner which is easy to understand. Let's check this. Okay. First major use of modal is to show ability. Ability, you can do something. So these are the two words which you can use to show ability. We are saying Dennis can speak three languages. He has the ability to. Could speak fluent French. When we talk about, we usually say past possibility, we use could. For ability also, you use could, right? So both are correct for ability, first use. Permission, you can use any of the three, but the most formal one is may. When you are asking permission, the formal one is may. And the polite form of asking permission is could. There are differences, very, very small differences if you see. So can I sit in that chair, please? It is not wrong, right? But more proper one will be may, more formal one. May I borrow your pen? And a polite request could be, could I open the window? You know, there is a very nice difference which I have read, which can help you here also. Usually when you know, when you are in a more formal setting, you will use may, right? For example, you're talking to elders or somebody in authority, use may. But for friends, you can use informally when you speak to someone, informal way. If you have to ask for permission, you can definitely use can. But a more polite way is could, right? Now, advice, you should do this. We always say, no, you should visit your dentist. You should try to lose weight. You should not speak like this. It's just for advice. The third function here, which is advice. Remember all of these, guys. Ability, you can, it is not that only one single model will be used for one purpose or one usage. It can have multiple usage. One thing will be very clear. From the sentence, meaning you will have to figure out which is a correct, appropriate word, modal word, which will fit. So if you want to show in a formal setting, you are asking for something, you're requesting or you're asking for permission, it has to be me. If you're talking about ability, it is most of the time we use can, right? So these are three. Following this, next one is obligation. Well, what do we say when we talk about obligation? Something you're obliged to do, something you have to do, right? So this is a promise, like you have to follow it, you are obliged, you are supposed to do it. So obligation is must or have to. I must memorize all of these rules about noun. You have to take off your shoes before you get into the temple. So it's a normal norm, everybody follows it, you have to do it, it's an obligation, you're obliged to do it. You can't do without, you can't get away without doing it, right? So it is compulsory, something it is compulsory. So must and have to. Now possibility, very interesting one. Might, may, both show possibility. This I have to discuss with you. May and might both show possibility. Right? Now understand, guys, if I talk about a small difference between the two possibilities, when I say that, you know, the possibility of an event that has happened, so may will be more appropriate choice. Both are correct for possibility, but as a fact, if we know that there are huge chances of an event to happen, that then may, otherwise might, right? It looks nice, but it might be very expensive, right? So we are not sure, right? There's a possibility here. Rohan may be coming to see us tomorrow. So when there is I would say an event, possibility of an event, possibility of an event as fact, that might happen as a fact, right? So we use may. Rohan may be coming to see us tomorrow. Yeah, it might be possible as a fact, right? Might be very expensive. We are doing a guess, right? So understood these two. Now, if I say could or can, they are also sometimes used for possibility. So yeah, these you can keep as options, but more of these two words majorly are used for possibility. Now, individual usages, let's begin with that. I said can shows ability. The first usage of can, anybody ask you, is ability. I can speak English. I'm capable of, I'm able. Permission, you can use. I said it's a less formal one, but you can use. It's not wrong if I say grammatically. It's a less formal way of asking permission if we use can. To friends, you can with friends you can probably use can, right? Request, also less formal way, but can be used. Offer, it's I can lend you my car, right? I can do this. Can we visit? A suggestion. We are making a suggestion. Can we visit grandma? Right? Will it be appropriate? You're kind of suggesting something. It can get very hot in Arizona. There's a possibility, huge possibility that it can get very hot. Guys, the meanings are mixed, right? Now, one can also be used for request, to show suggestion, to show possibility. But in a particular question, you will see which is more appropriate, right? And the small, minute differences is what you have to take note of. But also, it is about past things, right? Could means past possibility, right? I could speak English. Could basically denotes past. And it is a more polite way of asking permission if I use could. So more polite way is could. If I compare can and could, I could go to the cinema. Could I please have a glass of water? Right? So it's a more polite way of asking question, request, or suggesting something. Right? So if I compare both can and could, which is the more politer one, it's could. Right? But the usages are similar, you can say. Right? Request, offer, suggestion, the usages are all similar like can. It's not grammatically wrong, it's just a politer way. Similarly, may, like I told you, it's majorly for possibility, may. And a formal way to ask for permission, always use may. Right? It is a more formal way. Say I've put this minor differences. May I help you? May I go to the cinema? It may rain today. Right? Chances of it are more. Right? Likely event. For a likely event, chances higher possibility. Likely event, we go with may. Higher possibility of an event to happen, we go with may. Now might is less possible than may. Very, very important. This is your major point. This is the small difference which we all look for, which we are all confused with. If you know this, you'll never go wrong with questions. Possibility level, the degree is more in may, lesser in might. It might rain today, the chances are less. It may rain today, the chances are more, right? And when we are talking about offer, might I help you, means you're hesitant. You're giving an offer, you're giving an offer, but you are not very confident while doing it. Then in that case, we are using might. Hesitant offer means you're not very confident offering, right? So may I help you is like little you are little resistant to, you're not very confident by offering something. So I told you, modals is mood. It talks about a mood in a sentence, right? You have to understand the meaning of the sentence. Okay, what is the mood? What is the tone? And accordingly, we choose our word. Must. It is necessity. Must go to the supermarket. Must be tired. Must see the new film. A recommendation, a suggestion, right? When you watch a new movie and you like it and you recommend it, you can say you must, right? You would have noticed this in your normal, while conversing also, you say you must do this. Yeah, you must watch that film. It was so awesome. It was great. Hmm? So must in that case, but major use of must is necessity, force. Yeah, you must complete your work before you go out. Its major use is this force, right? Okay. Should is for advice. We did this in the first table also. Yeah, you should drive carefully. Also obligation, it is also used for showing obligation. Should switch off the light, right? You can't do without it, right? You can use must also for obligation, but should is also used. You can't do without it, you have to do it, right? Will, you all know future tense, it requests, it's used for all demand, order, but it is less polite. The same difference is with will and would, like we saw in can and could. So same difference with will and would. Which is more polite and which is less? This is more polite. Would is always more polite. Like could is more polite, same way would is more polite. This is the difference, right? So I think it will rain on Friday. Something which we are very sure of, right? I will stop smoking. In future, we are saying as a promise. So will. Can somebody drive me to the station? I will, right? Spontaneous decision. She will sit for hours without talking. She will, as a habit, we say will. This is simple as a helping verb. Just see it as a helping verb. When you see it as a modal, just remember the small difference. Will is less polite and would is more polite, right? Okay, I will see you, right? I will not leave you. So it's even used for when you're trying to, of course, incite a reaction from someone. We use will. So just more informal will be will, and more formal will be would. Would you shut the door, please? See, whenever you're using this, because it's more polite, the please word automatically comes. Sometimes he would bring me flowers. Very important. Would is also for past habits. Past, right? Would is also used for past habits, right? Like if I say could, that is for past possibilities, right? If we say past possibility, could, right? And if we say past habits, we use would, right? Very important. Again, some minor point, but important here. You will see how we use it in question also. Right? These are very, very simple things, right? These words, they have a mix of functions. It's not one usage of one particular word, but how to select through simple, small understanding of these words, understanding of the sentence mood, you have to select your answer. Let's check a few questions here quickly. Check this question. You have an exam tomorrow. You dash get up early. Now, if the exam is tomorrow, there is an obligation that you will have to, you can't do without a particular action. You will have to perform that activity. Which is more correct? Must not be, obviously, negative is not correct. Dare, we are not daring. It has to be must. Very simple one. Must means it's an obligation. Because there is an exam, you will have to do it. You can't do without it, right? So second option, simple one out of the four options. Let's see one more. Please is written, right? So, and we are asking for permission. Used to, we can't say here asking a question. Must I have a coffee? May I have a coffee? Could have been is definitely the tense itself is wrong. So asking for permission, you can use out of the option. Best possible choice will be may. Out of the options, best possible choice will be may. Hopefully this is clear, guys. Let's go to the next one. I play tennis, comma, tomorrow. Obviously, about future, only one thing will come, will. I will play. It is about tomorrow. It's about future tense. We are talking about an action in future. So it has to be, it is a promise for a future. It has to be future tense. So your correct answer choice will be first option. Correct? Questions are easy. Just remember the minute differences which I have told you. Will and would, which is more polite, which is more formal. These are the small things you have to remember. And overall meaning of modals. They give advice, suggestion, permission, obligation, right? So all of these, of course, functions that modals play. Otherwise, it's a very simple one. These are the questions you will be asked. Hopefully, you will be able to do these questions after watching this video. So this is it. Thank you and happy learning, guys. Thank you.